Hey everyone, this is Angela. Happy Thursday. I'm having my coffee, my little mug. Soon I'm going to have one of those cute mugs that Jamie's making for us that say 100 coffees. I can't wait. Can't wait to get on my mug. I'm going to give everyone a couple minutes to join me here. So what I'm going to start doing with my lives for you all on Thursdays, or at least once a week. I have lives on Thursdays and Mondays. Mondays is kind of the announcement day to make sure everyone knows what's going on for the week, so probably will be on Thursdays, is to give you a theme lesson, basically. Mini lesson that doesn't have anything to do with the brew. So tonight we have a brew reader's roast. We're talking about 7 through 9, chapter 7 through 9 in our John Maxwell 15 Laws of Growth. So we're halfway there. I hope you've been enjoying that brew. If you would like to join us and you've never been, it's okay to come in and hang out with us and discuss. There's plenty of discussion happening that isn't related to the reading necessarily, so you will still benefit even if you haven't read. So I would encourage you to check us out and get a feel of what these brews are about, because each one of us has a brew. Each one of the admins, so myself and Brandy and Michelle, we each have our own flavor of brew, if you will. And check us out and see what we're doing. And even if you're not following along, if we're in the middle of a series, pop in and check it out. We blog every week about what we talk about on the website, so that's a great way to get caught up as well. If you're brand new here, I would love to welcome you. So yesterday we had one new member, and forgive me if I mispronounce your name. I believe it's Seshen. So welcome. We're so happy to have you. And all the new members, if you're new and you're kind of lost, feeling like you don't quite know what this group is that you just joined, under the Files tab at the top of the group, you will actually, now Facebook just changed on me, so now it is along the left-hand column, at least on my computer, of the group. You will find where it says Files. Click on Files, and under there you have archived webinars. Hey Annabelle! And archived webinars has a new members, I keep wanting to say new employee, too many years in HR, new members orientation. So we videotaped, webinared, wow, I'm having flashbacks today of like the 80s. We have a webinar on new members, where to find everything, what we're all about, how to have coffees, what is a coffee, that kind of thing. This is an amazing, encouraging group. If you've been hanging around us a while, hopefully you're enjoying being here with the group. If you're new, shout out, say hey on the post on the main page. Feel free to talk about whatever, ask questions. The only thing you're not allowed to do on the page is advertise. So anything else is fair game. Ask a question if you're having an issue, if you want to have a coffee with a certain person, put it out there. If you're like, hey, I'm available from this time to this time if anyone wants to get together, or hey, is there anybody around my area, or hey, I'm traveling and I'm going to Washington, D.C., and is there anybody in that area I can meet up and have a coffee? So use the main post screen for conversations. Talk to each other. That's why we're here. So don't be afraid to post things. If you have an event that you're attending that you think someone else would enjoy in the group, it's okay to post events too. If you want to get together with a regional group, like this Saturday, the California Gals, including myself, we're getting together in Fresno. So we have an event going so that we can coordinate and get together. Hey, Olivia. So it's okay to share events and that kind of thing, as long as it's not advertising. We don't want to share an event that says like, hey, I'm having a pop-up live LuLaRoe party on Saturday if anyone wants to come. That's not the kind of event we're sharing. We're sharing the, hey, I'm going to this amazing conference and I would love to have some 100 Coffees members come with me and we can all go together. Or, hey, I heard about this in your area. You might be interested in going and learning about this class or hearing about leadership or anything having to do with growth. Absolutely share those. If you're questionable and you're not sure, message the admins and we are happy to help you either reword something or figure out how to get the message out there. There's always a way to get a message out, and we're happy to help you do that. So don't feel closed in. We just need to get a little creative in how we do things. And that's why we have the website now, because the website will allow us to do more. I've had a lot of questions about, well, so why are you creating a website? Is that so you can house all of our information? No, because if I wanted to get a hold of you, you're all right here, right? The website is about you and about giving you a bigger platform to showcase your business, showcase what you're all about, tell us who you are, how can we help you, save the resources that we're creating, put all the links in the webinars and have classes, offer more content. That's what the website's for. So we're trying to get out of the limitations of the Facebook group and move into the web space so that we can take our conversations even to the website in forums that are easier to find than scrolling through threads and threads of conversations in a group. So don't be afraid to sign up for the website. That's what it's for. There's no hidden agenda. There's no like, oh, as soon as I put my information in, they're going to spam me. No, we're not. We just want to make sure that you can access everything that you need and cannot get frustrated, because as we grow, this group is going to get really hard to navigate because there's going to be so many of us. And if you're looking for something in a hurry or you need a resource, it's going to be hard to find it in this group setting. So please go over to the website, 100coffees.org, get your free membership, create a profile. If you're sharing this information, if you're sharing our group and our page with your friends, be sure they know that they need to come into the group first and then go to the website. Otherwise, as we monitor for your safety, who's joining the website membership, if we don't know you from in the group, we may not approve you in the website. So it's very important that you're letting your friends first come into the group, and then once we're sure that they have the same heart as we do and they get our values and our culture, then they can go to the website. Again, we're creating a safe space for you to share your information, and we want the website to be just as safe as the group is. So that's my soapbox for today. So what I want to talk to you about today is networking for your personality style. So I personally have been teaching and learning about the DISC model of human behavior for over 15 years now, and I love it. It is something that has become a part of how I operate and what I do and every single conversation I have, and even so much so that my 10-year-old daughter uses it to make friends. And I was speaking with, having a coffee actually with a member the other day, and she was telling me how, she just loves to have coffees with all of you, but she's exhausted. Hey, Marilyn, she's exhausted by the end of the day because it's not natural for her to be so outgoing and to talk. She's a listener, right? So to have to talk for 3 hours straight, even though she loves the person she's talking to, it's exhausting, and she has to recuperate, and then she can't function and do her business afterwards. And we're here to energize you. We're not here to deplete your energy. We're here to add to you. So I wanted to talk about this topic because just because networking isn't your thing doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. We can all enjoy networking if you do it correctly for you. So quickly, if you're not familiar with DISC, DISC is the study of human behavior, which has been around forever. And basically, I teach, there's 4 different styles. Your DISC, primary styles. Everyone's a blend of everything, but without going into a major class, I can't go into big details. But basically, number 1 question is, are you outgoing or reserved? Outgoing meaning if you If you see a problem, you see an issue, you're going to step forward towards it and you're going to actually take action on it. Okay, that would be outgoing. That doesn't mean necessarily that you're life of the party, bubbly, and that's not always outgoing. Outgoing means if you see something that needs to be handled, do you step forward and immediately take action, or do you step back and consider before you act? Okay, do you jump or do you consider? Okay, so outgoing or reserved. If you're an outgoing person, you will probably really enjoying this group because everybody's chatting and talking, let's have coffees, and so you're probably just naturally enjoying this group. If you're on the more reserved side, you've probably joined our group and you're sitting back and watching a little bit and thinking, I'm going to just kind of see how things go before I jump in, right? And that's okay. You can enjoy coffees too. So I'm going to tell you how in a minute. So first two, you're going to separate. You're either outgoing or reserved, okay? So remember your answer for that. Second question I would ask you is, are you more task-oriented or people-oriented? So if you're task-oriented, that means that you probably enjoy lists, you love checking things off, you love getting things done, and at the end of the day, you decide if it's been a successful day or not based on how productive you were, okay? So you weigh your success by if you started with a stack of papers and it is now smaller, yay, it's been an awesome day. If you're a people person, then you gauge success by how many people you touched, how many lives you helped. And you, even though you have a stack of papers this big, if someone comes up to you and says, I have a problem, can you talk to me? You're not going to look at your stack and go, you know what, not today, I got a lot to do. Sorry, maybe tomorrow, right? You're going to say, yes, absolutely, and you're going to turn away from that stack. Doesn't matter the deadline, you're going to turn away from the stack and you're going to help your friend, okay? Those are people, because people are your priority versus task people. If you're task-oriented, then you will get the job done no matter the cost. Okay, that's the difference. So think about that. So are you task-oriented? Are you people-oriented? Remember, you're a blend of everything. But in the networking environment, do you tend to be outgoing or reserved? Are you going to jump in and want to have coffees? Are you so excited to have coffee? Or are you thinking to yourself, okay, so what am I going to talk about? I wonder where they're from. And are you doing all this background research before you even ask them for a coffee? Or if they ask you for a coffee, you've got to surf on their page and make sure who they are before you have a coffee with them. You're probably reserved, okay? So outgoing or reserved, and then task-oriented or people. So task-oriented, if someone asks you for a coffee, again, you're probably making a list of questions in your mind of what you're going to ask and how long is it going to be, and let me look at my calendar. If you're people-oriented, you just say yes before you even check your calendar, most likely, and then hopefully you didn't overbook yourself, right? So anyone who's booked coffees with me, FYI, I am outgoing and people-oriented, which means I'm like, yay, let's have coffees. Yes, absolutely, I can do that time. And then I look at my calendar and go, oh, shoot. So be mindful of that as well. So that's one area I'm growing in. So apologizing now if I have done that to any of you. I'm working on that. So in networking, if you are outgoing and task-oriented, that would put you in the D category. D people, even though you're outgoing, you need a purpose and you want to get things done in a timely manner. So if this is you and you are doing networking, you need to block out some time on your calendar and you need to maybe get a Calendly app or something like that so that you can control the parameters of your coffees. Okay, so that as you're scheduling, and you will probably be scheduling your coffees, most likely you're going to be the one to reach out and say, I have time at 10 and 2 and I have 15 minutes and I would like to talk about this topic. Okay, so you're going to be very purposeful with your coffees. And if you're meeting with people and you're not this personality type and they start kind of talking quick to you and giving you short answers, this is a good idea that they probably are a D type. So you need to be quick with your answers and get to the point, okay? Then your connection will get better. And if you are this personality type, you'll enjoy your coffees more because you're actually getting things done and the coffee is helping you get things done, okay? So that's a D type. Block your calendar, be specific, have an intention of what you're going to talk about. Okay. I's are like me, that we're just excited to have a coffee and meet people from all around the world, and this is just so exciting. So I's, if you are an I would caution you, like I just said, check your calendar before you say yes. We tend to say yes. We don't like to say no. So check your calendar before you say yes, because if people aren't I's, they're not going to like you rescheduling on them all the time, and it makes you look kind of flaky. So we want to make friends here, and we want to have fun. So I don't want you to give the wrong impression, and I don't want people to not have coffees with you thinking that you're just not serious, because you are, and you have a huge heart and huge potential. And if you meet with these I people, they will just break your vision bigger than you've ever imagined. So please have coffee with these people, because they will absolutely expand your horizons. But you may want to confirm with them. So if you're dealing with this I personality style, you will know, because they like to tell stories, and they like to talk a lot, and they like to talk with their hands. Are you seeing me? So these are outgoing, people-oriented people, right? People is their priority, and they're very outgoing and want to be involved in everything all at once, have trouble saying no. So if you are this type, you're probably really enjoying this group. Please watch your calendar and stay focused during the calls. Be sure that you are letting the other person talk, because we like to talk a lot. So be sure you're asking questions just as much as they're asking questions, so that you learn about them too. So that's an I. We're going to go around to the C's. I'm sorry, the S's. S's are reserved, so you're more thoughtful, consider things, probably have a list, quieter spoken, a little softer manner, speak a little slower maybe, because you have to think and speak. So S's is going to be your people-oriented, reserved. Okay, so people still their priority. They still want to learn all about you. They're still really excited about this group, but they're not going to jump in necessarily. They're going to watch a little bit. They're going to let people invite them. So if you're an S personality, you might be more comfortable posting on the group and saying, hey, I have time slots open from this time to this time if anybody would like to have coffee with me. Because S's don't want to be rejected. S's don't want to start messaging people like the I's and D's will, and I's and D's won't get offended if people go, oh, I'm busy, oh, maybe next time. They're like, okay, and then we move on. S's are going to say, oh, they don't like me. They don't want to have coffee with me. So if you're an S and you start reaching out to people and people are busy, you could take that personally as if they don't want to have coffee with you. And that's not it. We're just busy, crazy, and we're worldwide. So don't lose hope. Post your time slot availability on the feed, and maybe even say, hey, you know what, I'd really like to talk to someone who is involved in this week. I'd really like to learn about websites. Has anyone built a website? I'd really like to learn about business plans. Has anybody built a business plan? Because that's kind of my focus this week. So if I could have coffees with people who are doing what I'm trying to learn, that would really help me this week. And let the people come to you and schedule coffees with you. Okay, that will be more comfortable for you and will be less stressful, so that when you're having coffees and you're putting yourself out there, you're not getting overstressed by having to be the one to talk all the time, because you have thrown out the topic and you're going to ask them questions and you're going to take notes, right? So that's more filling for you and more energizing for you and a better use of your time. And the person who's sharing with you is going to get energized for sharing with you. So everybody wins. Now, the C personality, that is your task-oriented people. So tasks is their priority, getting things done, and they're reserved, which means they're used to being alone and working solo. So networking is not appealing at all. Like, you see the value in it. If you learn something, great. If you can get something out of it, great. But most likely you're not really excited about engaging with this group. Here's what I would encourage for you if you are a C-type personality. Have a list of people or things that you would like to, people that you would like to meet, maybe certain fields, so you can get feedback, because C's love to do their research and get feedback and get opinions of other people, to give opinions. C's are amazing. If you've got a problem and you want to work something out, a C can like see the process like nobody else, and they are so smart. So if you're working on a problem, those are the people you want to be having coffees with, because they can sit there and brainstorm with you and work through a problem, and by the time you're done with your coffee, you're like, oh, that was awesome, thank you so much. And the C's energized because that's what they do. That's just their natural makeup. And you are energized because they've helped you, and now you're not frustrated. So if we can work together and get the personality styles networking correctly, then everybody wins, right? So if you're a C, here's what I would suggest. Like the S's, you're reserved. So post on the group when you're available for coffees and who you would like to talk to and what you want to talk about. Once you get that coffee scheduled, it is perfectly fine to send them a list of questions that you would like answered during your coffee so the person can be prepared, because again, you don't like to waste time. You want to be right to the point and get to it, right? And if you're meeting with me, I'm going to go in all different tangents, and that's going to frustrate you and drive you nuts. But if you send me a list of things like, I only have a limited amount of time and these are the things I'd really like to cover, then I can prepare for the meeting. Or I can at least know that you have a point to the meeting and I need to get right to the point, okay? The coffees are still enjoyable. The coffees are still valuable. So there's no wrong way to network, but if you're feeling frustrated or you just don't quite know what to do, this will give you a concept of how to get that done. And if you need tools to figure out how to do these things, that's what the admins are here for, okay? We put together cheat sheets. We can put together scripts for you. If you go to the Files tab, there's a couple different scripts in there. You know, find a script that works for you. Have it in front of you all the time. Don't be afraid to be you. If you need to have parameters around your coffee, tell us. We are totally accepting group here. This is a no judgment zone, remember? So be you, but tell us what's best for you so you can have the most success in your coffees and make those hours that you're spending having coffees count and be valuable and add to you. We don't want to take away from you. So if you're frustrated, give me a buzz. I'm happy to have a coffee with you, happy to brainstorm with you and help you through this. And anytime anyone wants to talk personalities, I'm your gal, because I love talking personalities. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you're having a great day. And don't forget, I'm having a Reader's Roast Brew tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, on Zoom. Check the Events tab, and be sure you're there. Check out our blog on the website at 100coffees.org. Hope you're having a great day, and until our next coffee, this has been Angela. Bye.